Hello. Thanks for coming back and welcome again to the Open University of Catalonia. I hope you are having a great morning and you will have nice days here. Thanks also for joining us today for this choral presentation, because we'll be three of us explaining this amazing and very exciting project from our side, which is an alliance of the open and distance leading open and distance universities here in Europe. And we'll have also here in the States Theo Bastian, you already know him, rector from the Open University of Netherlands. Also Javier Cánovas, he's one of our professors at the work at the Informatics and Telecommunication departments. And myself, I'm Pastora Martinez Samper. I'm Commissioner for International Action here and also coordinator of this OpenEU Alliance. We were going to explain you a little bit more on that. So we're going to go through these, talking about this OpenEU in a nutshell very quickly, and then I will give the floor to our rector from the Open University in Netherlands to give you some insights from one of our founding universities here in making this alliance happen, and we will be ending with a specific project we have right now and working on that and really advance, which is a joint bachelor degree on software development and testing. So what it is this about? And I'm assuming some of you are coming from the States, maybe some others that are here working in Europe, you already know what this European Universities Initiative is about, but if not, just to be very brief, it's an initiative from the European Commission trying to push forward what the Erasmus program was. So if you know, this Erasmus program has been functioning for many, many years now, since 87, so last century, and very successful in terms of mobilities and bringing scholars and students from different universities to learn and teach, and also to make some research at other universities across Europe. Some years ago, in 2017, they decided to make a step forward in this big initiative of bringing universities and scholars together with this, what they call flagship initiative, the idea of creating the European universities of the future. And the main objectives of this initiative is to create this excellence in innovation and also in inclusion in higher education in Europe, and to accelerate this systemic transformation of what our European higher education area. And with this in mind, right now, we are 65 European universities alliances running in total. Could seem a quite high number, but in fact, it's just around 10% of the European universities across Europe being part of this very, very trendy and flagship program. The idea here, and what we are expected, the universities being part of such alliances, is to establish a long-term collaboration among us, and this idea of building inter-university campus. And with this in mind, we decided to build up this OpenEU Alliance, which is the Open European University here in Europe. And we are not building that from scratch. In fact, we are building up thanks to a long-term, very established collaboration among our funding universities with this very bold and ambitious vision, which is to set up the first pan-European open university in Europe. Wherever it takes, because this is the long-term vision we have right now. The the mission we have, and we've been working together in this program for 6 months now, so we are just beginning on that. And the idea is to establish, from the one hand, a learner-centered university, more inclusive, more digital, also even greener, based on our learners' communities, and also on the other hand, also to contribute to the digital transformation of higher education institutions here in Europe. So these are our goals. And we will be doing this, tackling in 3 main challenges that we are facing, not just in Europe, but mostly here in Europe. One is lifelong learners, and I will come back to that later, why lifelong learning is so important for us. Also, promoting an inclusive and equitable higher education system and the digital transformation of higher education. But as I was saying, this is our main objectives, our learners. As open and distance universities, in our case, lifelong learners are our main student body, very diverse student body, and our idea is to open these opportunities to all learners. People that is studying while working or while attending other family, maybe other responsibilities. Also, students that are living in sparsely populated areas or rural areas, spaces where there's no university, face-to-face universities, or people with several conditions that avoid to make them part of a traditional university. So this is our current student body, which is nearly 400,000 people right now, and we expect that in the future will be much more. And this is our consortium, so we are not just, as you can see, the dots, we are spread all across Europe. It is not just made by and for universities, we also have non-academic partners, also associations of universities, both European, also at the national level, in the case of France, and also at the global level. And these are our main full partners, the one that decided to come together 3-4 years now ago and start building this idea that's now a reality, which are the 8 leading open and distance universities in Europe. So we have the Aberta in Portugal, Bifrost University in Iceland, the WOC here, you already know it, Open University in Cyprus, the UNED, which is the Spanish distance university, Fernuniversität in Hagen, Germany, the Hellenic Open University in Greece, and Open Universiteit in the Netherlands. We don't have, for those of you that are thinking, what about the Open University in the UK? They are an associated partner, but not a full partner because of, thank you, Theo. Because of politics, because of the Brexit, they are not allowed to participate as a full member in this program, but indeed they are part of the consortium since the very beginning and part of this alliance as an associated partner. We also have 2 on-site universities, because here, for those of you that are not part of this European ecosystem, you must know that there's no open and distance universities in Eastern Europe. There, it was not established like that for these lifelong learners or workers that wanted to study. Other possibilities, other opportunities were made and created, but not the open e-learning. And so we have here a university from Latvia and another university in Bulgaria that joined the consortium also in order to incorporate more and more this online and digital learning. And this is who we are, but to give you a better sense of those universities and what they are here for, I give now the floor to our rector, Theo Bastians. Thank you very much, Theo.
So, yeah. She deserves that because Pastora is the brain behind this whole Open EU thing, and we started 6 months ago officially, but 4 years ago we started thinking about that. I was asked to put the institution perspective here on stage. Why would you, in God's name, participate in such a project? That's only competition, not? So it's not. The world is changing, and we are changing because we live, of course, in times of deep transitions. Not only what I said this morning, technology transforming how we work and also communicate, but also how we learn. And yeah, education must keep pace, or it will have a risk in it to become irrelevant. Well, the truth, at the Open Universiteit, the Dutch Open University, we have always been ahead of this curve. We were born open. It's in our name. We were digital before it was fashionable. In the 90s, we had our learning platforms, etc. Nobody was thinking about that. And today, we just bring our experience of decades to a new European alliance, and that's the Open EU. Not a project, it's a movement. It's a shared commitment to make higher education fit for the future and fit also for everybody. And who can do it better as the open universities in Europe? It's a true pan-European open university. It's still in the making, of course, but it's nice. You saw 10 institutions from Spain to Greece, from the Netherlands to Latvia. We are joining forces in education, each, of course, with its own history and language and academic excellence. But we are united, and that's good to see, in ambition to build a borderless, digital, inclusive university for the whole of Europe. And at the Open Universiteit, we don't just want to participate because of the EU money. No, we want to help lead in pedagogy, in innovation, quality assurance, and of course also in educational technology. Because building this European university is not about standardizing everything. It's about creating a framework of trust, flexibility, and also excellence across borders. And we know our students, they are often older than the European average. They combine study with work, with family, and also with caring responsibilities. And I know they are not full-time students, but they are full-time people. OpenEU allows us to bring that philosophy to the European level, create programs that follow people's lives, not the other way around, to offer virtual mobility to learners who cannot move, or maybe they don't even want to move. And that's not a compromise. That's quality education adapted to the needs of a changing society. OpenEU tackles 3 fundamental challenges for European higher education. Digital transformation, of course, and it's not about just replacing chalkboards with screens, but rethinking again pedagogy, access, assessment, all of course enabled by technology, but also flexible. It's also about inclusion. We want to widen participation. That's also a big tradition at Open Universities. We are there for everybody, especially for non-traditional learners. No one should be left behind due to where he lives, or background, or circumstances. And last, we are the specialists in lifelong learning. Education must, and we know it, education must stretch beyond youth. Reskilling, upskilling, personal growth, learning is a permanent right. So these aren't side missions of our institution. That's at the core what we do at the Open Universiteit in the Netherlands. And we also have done that for decades. And now in OpenEU, we bring that experience to scale, European scale. So let me share a powerful example of how OpenEU turns strategy into reality. In January, last January 2025, the Open Universiteit signed a formal agreement with our partners in Spain, the UOC, University Oberta de Catalunya, and of course the UNED, the other Spanish Open University, to launch a joint European bachelor's degree in informatics. 3 universities, 3 languages, 1 shared degree. Of course, we have one European future together. The OU's Faculty of Science has committed to deliver a quarter of all courses in this degree under the coordination of Work Package 6. In 2025, we focus, so now, at the moment, we are focusing on the curriculum and adapting also the WOC's digital learning environment. And that's a big thing if you have to adapt in another institution in the Netherlands, the learning environment from the WOC. And it's working smooth, I think. From 2026 on, so next February, we go live with courses like Fundamentals of Information Science and Software Testing, developed and delivered by the OU, by the WOC and UNED. And this is where it gets really exciting. In those courses, we are integrating our award-winning augmented reality teacher, Art, name is Art, our 2024 Educational Innovation of the Year. So a Dutch tutor included in Spanish courses, or courses we make together, of course. This is a real leap forward in interactive, immersive, and online learning. Because OpenEU is also not about just adding credits across borders, it's about transforming the way we teach and the way students learn, together, digitally, innovative across Europe. And we take quality seriously. This program is, of course, assessed under the European approach of quality assurance, and that's a model that is recognized in the Netherlands and in Spain. Well, it was not that easy to get it, but we probably will get accredited now, shortly, and we want to make sure that this program becomes sustainable, also beyond the EU money, so beyond the project itself. We want to have future sustainable programs, because we, and I can tell you from the Netherlands, from the Open University, we are not in this for prestige or money. We are in this for permanence. We see a changing need. Today's learners don't want, or they don't need, only a traditional degree. They want choice. They want shorter formats, recognized qualifications, flexible paths. They want personal guidance and not a one-size-fits-all program. So OpenEU supports micro-credentials, stackable modules, AI-based learning pathways, and co-created curricula together with employers. And for the Open University, it's not an experiment, it's our academic reality. And in the OpenEU, in the European framework, we make that portable, recognized, and respected. Of course, OpenEU is also about technology, but it's also about values. In times of uncertainty, education must do more than transfer only knowledge. It must also transmit trust. It must transmit a belief in academic empirical facts. It must transmit critical thinking, and all enhance the European cooperation. OpenEU stands for democracy, open science, sustainability, and academic integrity. And of course, quality. Everything we do, from program design to digital tools, is grounded in rigorous academic standards. Because being open should never be being less. And who is this European student today? Well, they might be 19, they might be 49, they might be living in Brussels or on a remote Greek island. They might be switching careers, parenting, or migrating. OpenEU recognizes diversity and turns it into a strength. We don't force students into a system, shape systems around their lives. That's the future, I think. And it's the future the Open University has been preparing for, and now delivers it in a European context. What does that mean? What does OpenEU mean for my institution? It means visibility at the heart of the European educational innovation. So, visibility, important. It means collaboration and exchange with colleague open universities. It means also new programs, new students, and also a new reach, new audience. And it means funding for quality-driven, mission-aligned development. A strong position in shaping policy and practice for the digital university of the future. And it means, in fact, exactly who we are, but then on a European stage. Oh, I need to, almost. So we don't need to reinvent ourselves as Open University. We just need to amplify ourselves. Open EU doesn't replace what we do at the OU. It scales it, it strengthens it, and it Europeanizes it. So we bring this academic quality, our student-centered design, our technological know-how, and we share it, multiply it, and refine it with our partners who share the same DNA, much for 40 or 50 years already. And the future of higher education is not closed, it's not fixed, it's not rigid, it is open, evolving, and human. And we, the Open University, want to lead in it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Theo, because you gave perfectly the sense of what you and the other 9 rectors are feeling within this endeavor. We are, it's true, officially really starting, but not, we started thinking and discussing and talking about this many years ago, and now it's being a reality that is making some steps forward, and that's why we wanted also to bring you here one of those best examples we have right now, those success stories that we are building together with this joint bachelor degree on software testing and developing that we are creating all together. So that's why I will give now the floor to Javier Cánovas to give us more insight of what's happening behind the scenes. Thank you very much, Javier. Thank you.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Javier Cánovas, the academic director of this new bachelor's degree on software development and testing, which is actually one of the first results of the OpenEU Alliance. And what I'm going to do in the presentation in the following 5-10 minutes will be to describe the main motivation to offer this degree, the main structure, very briefly, and then I will show the challenges we faced when creating and deploying the program. Let's start then with the motivation. Why we are offering this new bachelor's degree? Well, the reasons are twofold. First, we wanted to provide an international perspective on software engineering education and also trying to add value to global tech careers. And secondly, we are targeting not only the typical university students, but as Pastora said before, we are also targeting underrepresented groups, adult learners, working students, etc. With that in mind, we have to take into consideration that we are in a European context and there is a new trend, a new rule to have this European label seal in your degrees. So with that, we decided to create the first international bachelor's degree within the OpenEU Alliance together with 2 more partners. Actually, we are 3 partners, UNED from Madrid, Open University from Netherlands, and Universitat Oberta de Catalunya. And actually ourselves, WOC, we are the coordinators of this initiative. Regarding the benefits and opportunities, we believe that there are quite a lot for both students and faculty, but I don't have enough time, so let's focus on the main ones. On the one hand, for students, we believe that providing a European recognized program is a very strong point, and also we are providing an international and rich e-learning environment, focused not only the technical and theoretical part, but also in the soft skill part, like communication skills, working in groups, multicultural scenarios, etc. Then, if we go for the faculty staff, in that part, our aim here is to boost the knowledge sharing among the partners. For instance, regarding e-learning methods, lifelong learning, and also sharing among the partners the best practices in online educations. We are actually and currently working on that. As Theo presented before, we plan to deploy in this degree the ART, the augmented reality tutor or teacher in our courses. And also we want to deploy in this degree the results of the QPED project, which was a project developed in collaboration also with the Open University of the Netherlands and other partners, where we will explore how to inject test-driven in programming courses in this degree. Regarding long-term objectives, here there are 2 main ideas. One is why not inviting other partners of the Alliance to join this collaborative effort in the degree. And also we want to learn, test, and define a framework to help others to define and deploy this kind of international degrees. Right? Well, with this, we have more or less presented the motivation, and now let me show you a very brief summary of the structure of the program. The title, I think, is self-descriptive. This is a joint bachelor's degree in software development and testing. So we are educating students to become professionals able to create high quality and efficient software. Why software? Well, as you may admit with me, software is around and is running the world. It's in our computers, it's in the cars, airplanes, smartwatches, everywhere. So as you can imagine, the job demand, the job market has a very high demand for this kind of professionals. Also, another idea is that we are allowing students to access to other European international master's degrees to specialize even more their focus and their learning paths. Regarding technicalities, this is a 180 credits program, which is the typical load for this kind of programs in Europe, and all the teaching is offered in English, the lingua franca in this field. Our very first semester will be next year, February 2026. Is the second semester of the next academic year, and everything is prepared, and we are, preparing the engines and everyone to do the deployment. Regarding the program, it's a program mainly focused in software development and testing, as you can imagine, and less focused on maths and physics, with courses that we have especially tailored to be practical and apply to the techniques and methods that are presented in the theoretical part. We also identify the contribution of each partner, because we have three-head dragon here. We have three partners helping to create this program. We have people from UNED helping us with knowledge and expertise in human-computer interaction and also blockchain. Open University of Netherlands is helping us with their expertise and knowledge on software development and software testing. And ourselves, Universitat Oberta de Catalunya, software development, web development, and databases. With that brief summary, let's go now for the challenges, because everything looks nice when it is in slides, in papers, in leaflets, and marketing stuff. But at the end of the day, we have to execute our ideas, our decisions, and it's there when you find the real challenges that you have to solve them to make it a success. So here I will present four main groups of challenges that we have solved, and we hope this kind of information helps others that are also involved in this kind of processes. These four groups refers to both academic and management challenges, and let's see each one of them. The first one is alignment of calendars, alignment of management processes, okay? Because we are three institutions, each one with the corresponding calendar, which is used. But we also have to align our calendars with other accreditation agency calendars. So at the end of the day, we have to meet deadlines, and everyone has to be organized to have the work done. The second group has to do with the identification of the contributions of each partner in the Alliance initiative. If you remember before, I was saying that UNED was helping us for human-computer interaction. Open University of Netherlands was helping us with software testing. Well, to reach that point, as you can imagine, we had several and numerous number of meetings to really share the knowledge, share the expertise, and identify the elements each partner can provide to the program. And to do that, as you can imagine, we define it, coordination mechanisms, we deploy them to allow everyone to have a voice, to speak up, and to say what they can provide to the program. The third cluster, the third group, has to do with the legal and normative part. We need to check and review all the regulatory requirements, not only in Spain, but also in Netherlands and in Europe. And actually, right now, we are running the European approach verification process to be able to say that this is a European joint bachelor's degree. This actually, for us, is the very first time we are facing this verification process, and there are quite some new elements to face here. The last, but not the least, is very important to define a viable price policy, because at the end of the day, all this has to be sustainable. Okay, so to be decided with the different partners how to make it possible. And that is everything I wanted to say regarding the bachelor's degree. I think that I speak for all of us. If you have any question or.
Well, thank you very much, Javier. Yeah, thank you. We will, yes, indeed, we will open the floor for questions, comments, or whatever you want to bring here to the conversation. This was just a great example of the way we are working together. So not just delivering new programs, but also learning from each other and putting our best expertise and knowledge and our teams working together to make this happen. Our idea in the work plan is to have such joint programs built from different partners, but also joint research and also joint initiatives that are bringing together both faculty members with the labor market, for instance, and many other ideas that are in the pipeline of these 4 years we have ahead and beyond of this alliance. So yeah, this is it from our side, and thank you very much for the attention. And now the floor is yours if you want to raise comment, questions.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for this informative session. Basically, I wanted to just discuss the role of AI tools and all that, since the course you called it software development, and how the student gonna be using AI, because as you can see now, like lots of AI tools that can generate the code and everything for the students. I worried about students depending so much on AI and then not understanding the logic of the code. They could produce a good application and all that, but they can't explain how this happened. Basically, it's all done. There is lots of tools available nowadays. Like even if they write the code themselves, they could take it to an AI tool to modify it and everything. How would you make sure that the student understand the logic of the syntax, the variable, the logic, the integer, and the classifications needed to be an expert in programming?
Oh,
Now, yeah, I
it's
think
switched
you
on
can.
then.
We can.
It's a very
Oh, it
suitable
was.
and challenging question, and so appropriate, I would even say, because not only in this kind of...
Javier, maybe
Sorry.
you can join me here.
I was saying that yes, it's more than appropriate, this question, because I would even say that this kind of question not only apply to these degrees, which seems to be the most affected ones. I would say that affects to every teacher, faculty around the world. From our side, actually, this topic is already being treated in these coordination meetings, because the deployment is in February, and we have already identified evaluation mechanisms to try to cover the part related to plagiarism or explanation from the students regarding their assessments. But as Pastora también also said, this is a collaborative effort. So we, Universitat Oberta de Catalunya, can provide our mechanisms, but I'm pretty sure, and actually Petra from University of from Netherlands was also providing their techniques, and I'm pretty sure from UNED as well. In the end, we will create a regulation to really have the methods and techniques, mechanisms, to detect or at least to propose alternative mechanisms to evaluate the assessments of the students. When you have this kind of problems that may appear in your courses.
If I may jump in here, I'm not a teacher of informatics. I'm a physicist by training myself. But I've been following those lively, and we have our dean of informatics, Danny. Hello in the room. At the work, we've been having a very lively discussion.
Yeah.
There are also other academics here in the room on how to integrate and how to face all those AAs tools in the training of our students, and I'm sure this is also happening in the other universities. There's no single recipe for all, but the different faculties, they are trying to incorporate it different manners and different ways, and also at different paces also in the learning and teaching. So yes, I think we will be also evolving with this evolution.
It's hard to be specific. I mean, if you want afterwards in the corridor, we can comment the exact mechanisms we deploy. but I cannot speak in the name of all the alliance, the bachelor's degree, because I prefer to give a collaborative solution coming from UNED, Netherlands.
Thank you. Now, we have time for questions on. We have.
Thank you very much for the very ambitious project that you presented. I was wondering about the institutionalization. Is this a fully virtual effort, like collaboration between these partners, or is it also aiming at some joint venture that really will like not only create this platform for joint platforms, but also create offers on its own?
Theo, do you want to join me here?
Well, my microphone, okay, yeah. Yeah, who knows what happens in the future? Certainly we plan to bring much more courses, and also after the lifetime of this project or this funding. So we need some vehicle, but we are building it from our strength, so from the existing institution, and bringing in our bachelor and master programs, our expertise in research, and building from there. And in the future, we're not sure what we need, but we know that this is the direction, because like you said also yourself earlier, there's a lot of competition. The world is changing. We as open universities have to adapt to this change and find a new path also forward.
Great. And if I may here add, definitely what we have right now is kind of an instrument to test also ourselves and to learn how to work together. And this is what we are doing. So we've been collaborating a lot in the past, but mostly in research and innovation. And now we are starting these joint endeavors on program and joint programs and degrees. In our case, from these 65 other alliances, we are the only one bringing together the open and distance universities. And as we see it, for us is a strength in the sense that we, with this specific type of university, we can also bring together, well, differently, and for different students, also our expertise. So our intention here is to be here for Astin, and to build up this pan-European university, wherever it has a different form at the end. For sure, in our case, virtually, so virtual campus is part of the equation. In our case, if you are interested in the technicalities, for instance, we are not for the moment bringing a joint LMS all together. So our idea is to connect our different LMS and bring in here to the students also the different experiences of being part of different virtual classrooms and different cultural learning environments. But also the floor is open for experimenting, learning, and evolving here with this idea of building much more together from there. So it's quite ambitious. The good thing, if I may here, is that our 10 rectors are there, and I've been there since the very beginning with this idea. So yeah, so it's an important strategic point for the universities in the alliance also being part of this alignment.
Yeah, but it's a choice we made. As you saw, we are all state universities. There's no commercial institution involved. That's on purpose. We think that we have a responsibility for society and also for Europe. We do the task now in this project that no commercial party wants to do, or it's it's too much of a risk, or it doesn't bring any money in. We are already funded and we have this responsibility also to taxpayers to do well. So that's also a choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's why we depend heavily on quality and accreditation, all this stuff. It shouldn't be less. It should be high quality and good for the future. That's the thing.
One of the main examples is the degree I just presented. We are now in the verification process to have this European approach, which means that the degree you get here with us in this alliance, it's official.
And if I may just add, it's even more ambitious here because we are now responding to all the requests from both from the Dutch Agency for Quality Assurance as also the Spanish agencies for quality assurance. So here, we are adding an extra level of quality, if I may, with this joint program.
Yeah, because this idea about accreditation, the devil is in the details. As Pastora said, requirements from Spain are different from Dutch laws. But in the end, there is always common place to find.
Yeah, and this is just one program. It's just a bachelor program, just one. But it will provide us with a format for future programs because there are so many topics that we can share together. We already do in law, for example, European law. We can do that all together. You know, there are so many disciplines that can work together and join. And we can also, of course, digitally send out students to different organizations, but also on campus. We can also travel within Europe. Of course, our students don't feel the urge to travel, you know, and be an Erasmus student or whatever, but just for a weekend or 3 days or, you know, those small kind of exchanges internationally make sense too.
Okay. So thank you very much. It's fantastic collaboration between the top open universities in Europe, and I'm really sorry that my university, the Open University in the UK, cannot be a core part of this. But hopefully we can contribute in some ways. So my question is about the value to learners. So say I'm a student in Greece. I want to learn software engineering. Why should I enroll at the Open EU and not at the Hellenic Open University, for example?
I can start. For many different things. Well, depending on you. So the idea also is bringing this added value to our core or not that core universities, because for us the Open UK has always been there. But what we are building together as different new programs is also incorporating this multicultural international approach, even if it is a software development and testing bachelor degree. So this is something that you cannot have if you are enrolling in a university and with, well, the Hellenic or the WOC, for instance. So here is a very specific thing that we want to put directly in all of our curriculums and also all our initiatives, because we have other degrees in mind, but also we have other ideas of, for instance, in company learning as well, and to collaborate with non-academic partners. So the best strength here is that we put together these different approaches and the different expertise and also the knowledge we have all together from our different realities, and also the learner's perspective. So bringing all those learners living wherever they live in a single virtual classroom, and this peer learning that we at our universities also promote a lot, help them to have this different hope so.
You know, for me, it's a no-brainer. If you want to learn about software development and you want to do that at your own firm in the Netherlands, go do a program in Dutch, easy peasy and done. If you work for, want to work internationally, globally, or you work for a multinational, because we have the connection with the multinational that has offices and branches throughout all of Europe, so also in our countries, that's much more appealing that your own employer, who has a global view or works globally, you know, is with us. And so if you want that kind of career, it's much more attractive to have such a program, because, yeah, you also get some kind of international competence, working together with different cultures and all this stuff. I think that's the future for many jobs to come.
And to make things even more concrete and specific, for instance, in this degree, in one course, Fundamentals of Information Systems, we will review not only cases from Spain, but also for Netherlands and European level. I mean, you will study papers, articles, and case studies that are own of a country, but also at European level. As he said as well, this idea of not only European, multinational view, it's embedded in the courses because, I mean, we have the experience from several faculty members that can inject that knowledge.
This is what's going to be happening in the classrooms, but also there will be life outside the classroom. This is also another idea we want to promote, make it easier, this mobility of both the students, faculty, also the staff of our universities, moving around our own universities and also to increase that collaboration, international collaboration. Yeah. There's Sarah, there's another question.
I am an instructional head explodes, and I love it, and my heart loves this. I'm curious, how do you mold and shape your curriculum to meet the individual needs of all of your students across multiple areas, across multiple backgrounds? I just can't, I can comprehend it, but I can't comprehend it. So what are your thoughts?
You want to start, Javier?
No, you can start.
No,
it's really hard. It's challenging.
We are learning. We are learning. And that's why, although it's a very ambitious project, we are starting step by step. Although we are starting with a very ambitious program, which is a bachelor degree. But still, we know that from this bachelor degree, we will learn a lot how to make other programs together. And this is the best point. So we don't have, again, a single solution for everything, but the way that our faculty members start collaborating with the other faculty members from the other universities is bringing those conversations and questions you were raising also to the discussion right now. So I assume that several different approaches will be put in place, and this will be part of the learning by doing also process, which is so exciting for us.
We also in the Netherlands we do already a lot based on data science. We have this learner analysis. We have learning paths, but based on the cohort that was before you, we can see different styles, different kind of learners, and we adapt to that. But it's all about adaptation. So change. It's always moving the program a little bit, depending on what's your audience. But in the end, there's always a labor market who has a certain wish. There's always a company that says, I need these and these people. So that's also, you have a profile you aiming at, I think. Shouldn't forget that.
And in fact, in parallel, we are also making research on that. So we have also groups, research groups at our universities that are working on how the labor market is evolving and how also these learning and teaching trends again. So there's also another initiative within the alliance of building up what we call GPS for learners, try to helping them to navigate in this evolving labor market with all those skills. So now, I don't know in the States, but here in Europe, everybody is talking about skills. Well, basically, skills are people, and these people has to evolve in this labor market. So there are many things going on in parallel and in collaboration. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's first question here, then.
Thank you very much. It's a very exciting initiative, and I appreciate you would have had to fix your partners in order to guarantee the funding at the beginning. Is there space in your thinking for onboarding other partners, open partners, as you grow?
Yes, indeed. It is. So it is already planned, not for the moment, because we want to stabilize what we have and start, building up together. But yes, indeed, in the couple of years or so, we will start exploring, other partners to bring them in or see what kind of collaboration should be. Yes.
If you're an open university, you can be close to others, not.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's open for everybody.
Yeah.
Wherever you live. Yeah, this is the good point here. There was another question at the end. Yeah, bottom.
Thank you very much. I really love the idea of the open university, open the education to everyone in the world. My question is, so is this the course, new course from 2026, is this online or in person?
Everything is online from our side.
Everything is online.
So we will do everything online except for if some of the courses need some specific in-person meetings. But for the moment, this joint bachelor will be fully online.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's not strictly the idea of after other programs. We are a hybrid. We are not totally online. We have also face-to-face components. Not here, but I can. With the law program we have, they meet every few months or every year, or I don't know how much they meet. But so it's not a given that everything is always online. It can also be voluntarily participate face-to-face.
Okay. So what did make the choice, this course should be online or this course should be in person? Because my major is filmmaking, and the filmmaking is teamwork is very important. And under the COVID, actually almost all of filmmaking schools, they tried to make a course online, and it didn't work. I feel it didn't work well, because we need to work together as a person and in person together, right? How do you believe what do you think about how to overcome the barrier of the distance, the physical distance? If you do everything online, maybe this course is about the software engineering. Maybe this is a little bit different from filmmaking, maybe less in-person program it could be, but still I feel because we're a human being, so we need to communicate in person, it's very important. How do you think you can overcome this barrier or challenges online course?
Go ahead.
So let me start by saying that we actually had some filmmaking also here at the work. And let me quote our former rector at the work. He said, everything that happens in a classroom could be virtualized. Not everything that happens everywhere, but what's happening in the classroom. So here there are much more experts in the room today on e-learning and all those virtual environments for learning and teaching. But let me say that open universities and distance universities have been working on that aspect, overcoming all those issues that you were mentioning for many, many years. So what I can just maybe to make it short is come to us, and I'm sure we can help you, because all those different approaches we've been struggling with it, but also solving them depending on the context, depending on the mission, the goal you have. So for sure, there are different ways to solve this disconnection. And if I may, what happened during the Corona outbreak is that everybody was locked down at the houses or wherever they were, the places, and maybe they were not that well prepared for this digital transition. So basically what we did was to try to replicate everything that was happening in a face-to-face environment to a digital thing, which is maybe not always the best way to do things. So time is needed. But the good news is that there are plenty of people at our universities that know how to do it. So just tell us, and I'm sure we can find a way for collaborating here with you. You're welcome. Okay.
Nobody?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.